This is David Slater. Today I'll be telling you about deep sea trawling. Deep sea trawling is not easy at all in the environment, as deep sea trawlers drag their heavy nets across the bottom of the ocean. It scrapes everything, including a couple inches off the bottom of the ocean. All this dirt and sand that gets stirred up, stays in the water, hanging there for days and sometimes even weeks, depending on which part of the ocean. It also destroys coral as it goes, which is fish habitat, and gathers many unwanted species of fish, and lots of it. On average, they pull out more bycatch than they do actual fish that they are trying to catch. This is not a very good efficiency for a not very important food source. If deep sea trawlers trawl the size of the continental U.S. every year, completely scraping everything there bare. Most of the time they go over the same place up to 50 times, utterly ruining it before they move on. If they target seamounts, which is where orange roughy, which is the fish they mostly fish for, is breeding, then they scrape even bigger coral reefs away. That is also the breeding ground of their target fish, which is orange roughy. Orange roughy can live up to be 150 years or so, which means that if you are eating orange roughy, you may be eating fish as old as Abraham Lincoln. That's old. To make things worse for the orange roughy, they're an old growth fish, which means they live to be 50 to 60 years old before they reproduce. This means that they have a very low chance of surviving in the ocean long enough to reproduce and continue the species, and deep sea trawling just makes it worse. Make matters even harder for orange roughy to survive when they actually all congregate to breed and reproduce and make it so that there will be more orange roughy. That's when the trawlers try to strike and wipe out entire populations at once. In deep sea trawling, cents don't add up to make sense. They operate at a $50 million per year loss, and governments have to pay them $152 million a year to keep the industry afloat. This is a waste of taxpayers' dollars that could be easily used on roads, on schools, on public libraries, and other stuff like that, instead of helping businesses become rich. With the money that governments spend to keep deep sea trawling a working industry, they could use that money instead to build a fishery. Fisheries would have three main advantages. They wouldn't require the destruction of coral reefs, they wouldn't produce large amounts of bycatch, and they'd actually be a lot more economically viable. This is a lot better than just dragging large nets across the ocean that are slowly destroying our